Hi everybody, welcome to How to Clean Your Jewelry Like a Pro. My name is Jennifer Wyszynski and I have been in the jewelry and diamond business for 25 years now, worked in diamond labs and taught diamond grading, diamond identification at GIA. So I am a GIA gemologist, jewelry designer, and appraiser. And I wanted to teach all of you how to clean your jewelry like a pro because it is so important to learn, especially nowadays. So how many of you get a car wash and get your car inspected? I know I do. I remember getting a ticket once because I didn't get my car inspected on time. So you get a fine if you don't get that car inspected at least once a year, right? And how many of you clean your house? It is spring, right? We're all in the mood to stay clean and get rid of all those germs in your house. Also be organized and tidy everything up, right? So how many of you take a shower every day and go to the doctor to make sure you're healthy and you're free of any kind of viruses, COVID, or germs like the cold or anything like that? Or, God forbid, anything worse than that. So you're cleaning everything else regularly. And now I am going to tell you why you should clean and check your jewelry that you wear every day regularly too. Not only to sparkle and to protect and show off your beautiful investment, but to stay healthy too. And really, that is so important, especially nowadays, right? We're all washing our hands regularly. We're all wearing masks all the time so that we can stay healthy. And this is another thing you need to do in order to stay healthy. And we have the time to do it now. It only takes a few minutes and you don't have to do it every day. It's just something extra to stay sanitary, to stay healthy, and to stay healthy for your family and to have that clean environment. So who wants to stay healthy? I know that I do, right? I'm sure you do too. So we're all trying our best, like I said, not to get sick, not to get your family sick. And it's so important in these times to clean your diamonds and your jewelry, but also to clean them the right way so that you don't damage the gemstones, because there are different gemstones with different hardnesses, different characteristics that you as the consumer don't really know, and you may not have been told when you bought that piece of beautiful jewelry. You just loved the look and it looked great on you, right? So I'm going to show you that best way to really clean your diamonds and your gemstones at home like a pro in 5 minutes or less. And it is so easy and you can do it whenever you need to. Whether you want to sparkle at dinner, you're getting dressed up for dinner and you want to add that sparkle to your outfit. Maybe there's a special occasion like a wedding or anniversary or birthday and you want to dazzle everybody with your jewels, or just to see a rainbow reflected off your diamond, get a little mood boost and see that sparkle for yourself, just to give yourself a little bit of a happy rainbow. Or if you're on a Zoom call and you wear your jewelry just to feel confident and to really show off in your little square, right? That's a way to pop and show how dazzling you are in your Zoom call, if you have a Zoom presentation or networking or something like that. I'm wearing my jewels for you guys, so even though I'm not in a little square. But anyway, but as I said before, I am a gemologist and appraiser, and I have seen so many pieces of jewelry from appraising for insurance purposes or for estate purposes, where the jewelry is just so filthy dirty, like they've never been cleaned in their life before, they've never been checked before, there's cracks in the the prongs or in the shank or something like that. And of course, before I inspect it, I have to go and clean it so that I can see inside of that diamond, of that piece of jewelry, so I can examine that. And after I clean it, the customer is so shocked that this is the same ring or piece of jewelry, right? They're like, that's not my ring. That's not my piece of jewelry. It's so sparkly. It looks, not that it's brand new, but it looks closer to when you bought it. So then, of course, I examine it. And after the appraisal, I really need to wash my hands because I don't know where that ring has been. I don't know what kind of dirt has been embedded in there. And now more than ever, to stay on top of our efforts to stay clean and sanitary so we can stay free of those yucky germs. And if you're like me, you don't want to catch anything. Plus, you want to protect your investment. Really think back, think back to when you picked out that diamond, that engagement ring, that special piece of jewelry. Maybe you bought something to celebrate an occasion. Maybe you got a piece of jewelry for your birthday, something special. Or just because you felt like it. It was so sparkly and new, and you felt really beautiful wearing it. And you couldn't stop staring at it, right? You went like this to really look at it, or you went like this to show everybody else, right? And then you get used to wearing it. You wear it every single day. Then it starts to lose its shine. And you're too busy to even think about it, right? What does it really matter? Diamonds last forever, right? Gold lasts forever. Platinum is so strong. These are all misconceptions. Diamonds are very hard, but they can chip and they can scratch. And if the gold or the platinum isn't taken care of, then the diamonds can even fall out. So gold also wears when you wear something next to it, or even from everyday wear, the prongs can wear down, or the sides of that ring can wear down. If you wear your wedding band next to your engagement ring, it will cut into that setting. Also, platinum will wear, and platinum also gets like little dents, and it's a little bit fragile or brittle, so that can crack and break as well. Silver is very soft and scratches very easily. So you really do have to take care of all of these components of your jewelry and really get it checked, really get it cleaned. So like your car, like your house, like you that you take care of all the time, you need to take care of your jewelry as well. So after this, you can get your jewelry and clean it the way that I'm gonna show you how to clean it at home like a pro, so that you can get really sparkly and get rid of all of those yucky germs. So besides dirt, soap scum, food, I'm gonna reveal the #1 thing that diamonds love. That one thing that tremendously affects your sparkle. And let's see if anyone can guess it. So that #1 thing is oil or grease. So diamonds especially love grease, and this is what is actually used to grab the diamonds in the mining process. So they break up the diamond from its host rock. So, and then they grease a conveyor belt. So the host rock falls away and the diamond is attracted to that grease from the conveyor belt and actually grabs, sticks to it. So that's how they collect the diamonds from that mining process. So what is grease? Who can tell me what has grease? So the #1 thing that you can't get away from that has grease is your skin. Your skin has natural oils, your fingertips, your whole body, your hair. So just by wearing jewelry on your body, you can affect your gemstones' liveliness. You can affect that sparkle just by wearing them. And of course, women especially, don't say you don't, we love our lotions to stay moisturized and look younger, right? Who wears moisturizer every single day? Then if you cook, sometimes you use oil or fatty foods like meat or fish. And if you're wearing your jewelry while you're cooking, you're definitely getting oils onto your gemstones. So any type of grease will dull the shine of your diamond, no matter how well it's cut. And I know how much extra you pay for ideal cut or hearts and arrows so that you get that ideal brilliance, that ideal sparkle. And when you're in a jewelry store, they tell you about the cut and how the light will come back to your eye when it's well cut and it has this ideal cut. And it does. That's part of the optical properties of a diamond. But it is important. It is so important, the cut, and what I'm going to tell you is very scientific, and this is the reason why you see that light return back to your eye, and you're not going to hear this anywhere else because it is scientific. And when you're in a jewelry store, they're not going to give you science. They just want you to see the sparkle and see how beautiful it is, because diamonds are beautiful and diamonds should be treasured for its beauty. But I thought it would be interesting for you to hear what oil does scientifically to your diamond and why it really dulls that shine. And what it does is it increases what is called the critical angle. The critical angle is the secret to why you get that sparkle. And what is the critical angle? The critical angle is like a little doorway, and it is perpendicular to every surface inside of your diamond. So it's a little doorway, and when the light goes in and it hits outside the doorway, so it hits the door jamb or outside the door, it bounces around in your diamond and comes back to your eye. Now, if that light enters through the crack of that doorway, what happens to that light? It leaks out so that you don't see that light back to your eye. You don't see that sparkle or that shine. So what grease does, what oil does, is it opens that doorway even wider. So what happens when you have a wider doorway? More light can escape. And that's why you don't see that much sparkle in your diamond, because it increases that doorway, that critical angle, and all the light is leaking out from the bottom of your stone. And you really need it to come back to your eye to see that sparkle, to see that rainbow, those rainbow colors, and that beautiful scintillation, that liveliness that we all know and love diamonds for. Now, with colored stones, they naturally have a larger critical angle, so there is a lot of light leakage. So that's why you don't get so much sparkle and that rainbow effect from colored stones. But if the cutter does put like more faceting on the bottom, then you can get a little bit of brilliance and a little bit of sparkle from that colored stone. But oil is mainly the big proponent that affects the diamond's brilliance. So now that you know about the main culprit, let's talk about the other factors that not only affect your sparkle, but your health as well. So if you leave your diamond jewelry on while cooking, you know, you're making those meatballs and you're wearing your ring and you're really like squishing it up there. I don't cook, so. or you want to take your rings off. You can get all of that salmonella and all those other germs embedded in between your prongs, in between anywhere that there's some sort of gap. If you do yard work or plant your beautiful garden. Maybe you're planting your vegetables or your flowers during springtime. You know, it's a nice relaxing hobby, but again, you're getting that dirt trapped in your jewelry. Some people wear gloves for work with powder, so they're getting that kind of dirt in their jewelry. So just about anything with everyday wear will get your jewelry dirty, and even washing your hands. So washing your hands will leave a layer of soap residue that can affect the sparkle, that can also trap in some of those germs. So just washing your hands does not clean your jewelry. You know, it does clean your hands, but it's not going to clean your jewelry. So all that dirt gets trapped in your setting, in between the prongs, underneath, anywhere there's any kind of gap in your jewelry, it's going to get trapped in there. So I've seen situations where rings were so dirty and prongs were so worn that the dirt was actually holding the diamond in. So the prongs were actually pulled away a little bit from the diamond, and it was so encrusted with dirt that after I cleaned it, the diamond actually got loose. And if there's small diamonds on the side that the prongs are worn and it's very dirty, sometimes those diamonds can actually fall out because the dirt is acting like a glue that's holding it into the setting. So that's another reason why you should get your jewelry checked, so that you have metal holding your stones and not dirt. That's really a true story. So I hope that doesn't happen to you. So how many of you wear your jewelry all day long? Maybe you have jewelry that you wear every single day, right? A lot of people do. They wear their engagement ring or wedding band every single day, all day long. And how many of you sleep with your jewelry? A lot of people I've heard, especially customers that I've come into contact with, sleep with their jewelry. Well, like I said before, just washing your hands often with your jewelry on is not enough. And if you sleep with your jewelry, not only can you dent, misshapen, or break some jewelry, but you can also bring those germs to bed too. That's disgusting, right? And while I was putting this presentation together, I came across a study that said when checked with a Hygiena ATP tester, the same device health inspectors use to test the cleanliness of surfaces in restaurants and hospitals, most jewelry surfaces have an ATP hygiene index in the 500 to 2000 range. And according to the Hygiena ATP levels of clean, this would put the jewelry in the category of very dirty to filthy, carrying a danger classification with high risk of contamination from disease-causing bacteria. When I read this, I was completely floored. I mean, I knew that having dirty jewelry can really affect your health, but this really proves that that it does, and that it's worse than hospitals and restaurant surfaces that haven't been cleaned. So while we have the time and we're all doing our spring cleaning, let's really clean our diamonds too, so that we can stay healthy and carry that beautiful shine around with us whenever we want to. So let's get into it. I'm going to show you what you need to clean your jewelry at home like a pro, like I said, in 5 minutes or less. So what you're going to need, I brought my materials here, is a little pot, so a saucepan, either a paper clip that's bent like this, or a strainer, obviously like a bigger strainer. I just have this little strainer. A soft toothbrush. So don't get your toothbrush that's your partner's or your children's or something that you use. So a toothbrush that you don't use for anything else. And then just any kind of liquid detergent. So any kind of detergent that you clean your dishes with, because that fights grease, right? So you're going to want to use that to fight the grease as well. And we use the strainer or the paper clip because when you want to hang it off the edge of your pot so that you don't scratch your jewelry and you don't scratch your pot. So what you're going to want to do is fill your pot about like halfway with water, and then put about 3 or 4 drops of the liquid detergent. Okay, and you want to put the water on a low boil. You don't want anything to be a very high boil. So it's a very low boil just to loosen up the dirt, just to get some of that grease off. And this is only for diamonds, okay? You don't want to put any other gemstone in this high heat. So it's either for diamonds, or if you have just gold or platinum jewelry without any gemstones, you can do this as well. So I'll take off my ring. So you're going to put your ring onto the paper clip and then hang it off of the pot. And then you're going to put it on that low boil for about 2 to 3 minutes. So you don't want to put it in the pot and walk away, because it's only 2 to 3 minutes. So, and you don't want it to be very high boil. You want it to stay at that low boil. So once it's bubbled a little bit for 2 to 3 minutes, you want to take your ring out. So use the paper clip so you don't burn yourself. So take the ring out. And then with your toothbrush, you want to brush around the prongs, okay? You want to make sure, and especially if you can see the bottom of your diamond, you want to make sure you are scrubbing the bottom of your diamond, because that area is very important, because when the light goes in, like I was saying before, you want it to be clean enough so it can bounce back to your eye. So you want to make sure the bottom of your stone is free of any kind of dirt or any kind of grease. So you want to really scrub the bottom, even scrub the bottom of inside of the mounting where your finger goes in. Also for your necklaces or anything like that, you want to make sure that you're getting the back of that piece of jewelry. So really scrub by everything, scrub the top, everything, and make sure that you're getting all of the dirt off. And then what you're going to do is rinse it off in the sink. And you want to make sure, of course, that your drain has the, what's it called? It has the drain stopper in it, so that you don't lose your jewelry. So with warm water, so you don't want to go from hot to cold. So with warm water, you want to rinse off all of that soap, all of that water, because like I said, you don't want that soap residue. And so you're washing it under warm water after you scrub it. And then with a lint-free cloth or paper towel or something like that, just pat it dry to get the water spots off of your jewelry. And then it's nice and beautiful, nice and sparkly, and really clean and germ-free. So do you need to do this all the time? Well, it depends. If it gets really dirty, if you're doing cooking and you're doing that gardening with your jewelry on, then you want to do it to get all of that dirt out between any of your prongs. But if you did this complete cleaning, say in the beginning of the week, and then you're going out to dinner and you just want it to be a little bit sparkly, you can do a quick method, which I recommend for any other gemstone. And that is to take your toothbrush, put a little bit of that detergent onto your toothbrush, and again, brush everywhere on your jewelry, underneath, around the prongs, everything like that, with the soap on your toothbrush. So kind of like brushing your teeth, but now you're brushing your jewelry. And again, run it under lukewarm water, and maybe you want to brush it to get off all of that soap while you're running it under the water, so you get all the soap off, and then pat it dry. So this is for colored stones like emeralds, sapphires, rubies, things like that, because if you get those kind of gemstones in very hot water, in boiling water, they have inclusions inside that are liquid inclusions, and they can burst, or they may have some sort of treatment that can leak out. And also temperature can affect the color. So you don't want anything to be damaged, like I said. So you want to be able to clean it the right way. So for gemstones and colored stones, just take that soft toothbrush with the liquid detergent, lightly brush it, run it under warm water, and pat it dry. So that is the best way for that. And for pearls, opals, turquoise, amber, ivory, or costume jewelry. So pearls, opals, turquoise, and amber, these are very porous gemstones, which means like your skin, they have pores, and any kind of acids, any kind of heat, anything that has a strong detergent can affect it, can dry it up, can cause it to crack, can cause it to break, can cause it to change color or make dead spots, things like that. And for costume jewelry, a lot of stones in costume jewelry are actually glued in. So if you get that wet with brushing or anything like that, then you may loosen those stones, and it can come out, and you can lose those stones. So for these, what I recommend is to just take a towel and wet it, not super wet, but make sure it's damp, and just rub the stone slightly to get some of those the dirt or oils off of those gemstones. Especially for pearls, maybe you have perfume or hairspray, something like that may get onto your pearls while you're wearing them. Also, you don't want to get it too wet, because if the silk gets wet, then when you wear it, it can cause your pearls to stretch. So you don't want that silk to get wet and then start stretching. You want it to stay nice and tight and in good condition. So no acids, no soap, just damp cloth, and just rub them a little bit, and then you can pat it dry. If you swim in a pool, okay, you don't want to wear any of your jewelry, not even gold, because the chlorine or any of those kind of chemicals can even tarnish or erode your gold. So if it can erode gold, think of what it may be doing to your gemstones. So you don't want to wear any jewelry at the pool. Plus, you don't want to risk even getting robbed, or I live in New York, so you got to think about that kind of thing. So you don't want any of that, any strangers coming up to you. You don't want your gold being, in bad shape because you wanted to wear it in the pool. So just take it off. So now that it's clean and it's ready to wear, I've seen a lot of people make this #1 mistake. So you want to avoid doing this. And it's something we talked about a little bit earlier. So when it's clean, you don't want to then put it on by touching the top of your stone. You want to hold it by the sides to put it on. And if it's an earring, hold it by the sides to put it on. Don't touch the stone while you're putting it on, because then you're putting grease back onto that clean piece of jewelry that you just got sparkling. And when you cook or when you're doing any kind of dirty work, you want to remember to take your rings off, or if something else is going to get dirty, bracelets, watch, something like that, you want to take that off while you're doing anything dirty or anything that has a lot of oil, like moisturizing, things like that. Also, for some extra tips on care, you don't want to wear rings while you're working out, especially with hand weights, and you don't want to sleep with thin necklaces, bracelets, or earrings, because these activities will weaken your jewelry, it can dent your jewelry, or maybe even break your jewelry. I've also seen people that wear their earrings to sleep, their hole starts getting infected because it starts to rub your hole. And sometimes if you're wearing a little earring, can maybe even go through the hole. So I wouldn't recommend sleeping with your jewelry. It's gonna cause nothing but issues. So you wanna be able to store your diamonds and your gemstones in a safe place, like a jewelry box that's designated for your jewelry. And you want to make sure you're separating your diamonds from your other gemstones, because diamonds can scratch diamond. So if you just throw it in, you may be scratching your other jewelry, you may be scratching your diamonds. Because like I said, diamonds will scratch diamonds, and since they're the hardest, they'll scratch everything else, like gold, platinum, and your other gemstones. For opals, pearls, ivory, you definitely don't want to throw that in with your other jewelry. Opals are made out of water, so if they're in a hot place, they can dry up and get what's called crazing or cracks. Pearls also can start chipping. The nacre of it can start coming off if it's too hot of a place that you're keeping it in. So you don't want to keep it in any kind of hot place. And for all colored stones, you don't want to keep them in direct sunlight, because this can affect the color, can maybe even change the color and lighten your color. And then you would damage your gemstone. Then the last tip I want to mention is to check the tightness of your stone. So you can do this easily, I'll take this off, by holding it up to your ear and just tapping it. And if you hear it, it like do a little cling, 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 then it's hitting your prongs and your stone is loose. Or you can take your nail and try and move it up and down. But the easiest way is just to do the tapping, and you can actually hear it if it's loose, and it will actually do like a little like clicking or kind of jingle or kind of jingle noise. You'll know. And what you want to do is bring it to your jeweler to get it tightened. Don't try it at home. They are experts. If you live in New York, my partner is a diamond setter. I can help you with that. So you really want to look at your prongs often to make sure that they aren't misaligned, because if they're misaligned, then you can maybe lose your stone. Or if you have your prongs wearing on the top, there should be nice little balls on top. If it starts wearing down and is very flat, this can easily break off, and again, you can lose your stone. If you wear a wedding band next to your engagement ring, especially a diamond one, if you have a diamond eternity band next to your engagement ring, be sure to look at the sides of your engagement ring, because these diamonds will actually cut into the metal of your band. And I've actually seen a diamond engagement ring cut into the center diamond of the woman's engagement ring. So the diamond wedding band was cutting into the diamond of her engagement ring and really causing scratches and chips on her diamond and devaluing her engagement ring. So those are all the tips and tricks. If you didn't if you didn't do it while I'm talking, maybe you can do it soon and let me know how it worked out for you, how clean and sparkling your jewelry is. Maybe take a picture of your clean jewelry. And if you have any questions about how to clean your jewelry like a pro, or anything diamond or jewelry related, I am here for you. Put it in the comments, send me a private message, anything to any kind of question about diamonds, gemstones, cleaning, I am here for you. And next month, I'm going to be teaching all about diamonds. So if you want to learn something specific, either message me or put it in the comments, and I'll be sure to cover that during next month. So I will see you soon, and hope you guys stay sparkling, stay safe, stay clean, and I will see and talk to you all soon. Take care.